One quiet eve, the sky bled red. The winds were still, the falcons fled. He wandered far from marble halls, into a grove near ancient walls. There beneath a jasmine tree, he heard a voice like melody. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, but pure as waves upon the sand. A girl, alone in simple thread, sang to the flowers near her bed. No guards, no crown, no trace of fame, and yet he stood not quite the same. She turned, surprised, their eyes had met. The desert paused, the stars were set. In that one glance a tale was spun. A thread of fate had just begun. She bowed, unaware who he might be. Just a man lost beneath the tree, and Fazza, stunned, could barely breathe, as though love's sword lay in its sheath. "Forgive me," said the blushing maid. "I thought no soul would find the shade." The prince in silence offered calm. His voice came slow, his heart disarmed. "Your voice," he said, "has stilled the wind. I feel I've known you from within." A laugh escaped her rose-like lips, and sunlight danced upon her hips. No royal title did he share, no guards, no throne, just softened stare. They spoke of skies, of falcon wings, of poems, stars, and simple things. She told him tales of desert rain, of dreams she nursed through joy and pain. And Fazza, more than he had known, felt love in silence gently groan. In palaces where silence dwells, and golden tapestries softly swell, lived a prince, bold, sharp, and wise, but shadows lingered in his eyes. His name was Fazza, strong and bright, a son of stars, a soul of light. He ruled with grace, with velvet hand, yet love had never touched his land. Crowds would cheer and poets praise, but none could light his inner blaze. He rode through dunes, he wrote by moon, but heard no love's familiar tune. The world adored his fearless frame, his strength, his pride, his royal name. But late at night, when guards would sleep, the prince would sigh and secrets keep. No whisper's warmth upon his skin, no lips to stir the storm within. He watched the stars with aching gaze, and filled his scrolls with worded maze. What is a prince with lands and gold, but lonely winds in halls so cold? He dreamt of eyes unknown, unseen, of someone soft, yet still serene. Not a jewel of courtly flair, but a soul who'd meet his vacant stare. And so he wandered thought and verse, a longing that no crown could nurse. Each evening hence, beneath that tree, their secret meetings came to be. No titles told, no lies were laid, just truth in every word they said. He spoke of verses born in night, of riding storms, of inner fight. She listened close, with gentle grace, as if his soul she could embrace. He watched her braid her raven hair. He loved the way she said each prayer. She'd hum old songs, and he would write. Her smile the muse of every night. What power love has, none can claim. It changes hearts without a name. For Fazza now, the crown was dim, when she would whisper prayers for him. He feared the day he must confess the weight of truth, his royal stress. Would she believe this tender flame, when tied to power, blood, and name? But still, the bond would bloom and grow, a silent stream with moonlit flow. She brought him dates and cups of tea, and sang him songs beneath the tree. He gave her poems, inked with care, a prince in love, stripped bold and bare. She did not want his gold or throne, just Fazza, lost and truly known. One night, he came with trembling lips, no guards, no sword upon his hips. His heart, a falcon in the cage, afraid of love, afraid of rage. "My name," he said, "is known by all. I live behind a guarded wall. They call me Prince, the son of might, but in your gaze I've found true light." She stared, unsure. Her hands grew cold. 1,000 thoughts began to fold. Could love survive a throne, a name? Could hearts ignore the crown of fame? I feared you'd run if truth was told, that love would die in threads of gold. But here I am, no robe, no lie, just Fazza, kneeling 'neath your sky. Her tears welled up, not out of pain, but joy that echoed like soft rain. She touched his face, her voice a breeze. "As long as you are true, don't leave." He pulled her close, a prince no more, just man and woman, hearts that soar. They kissed beneath the jasmine shade, where poems lived and fears were laid. And so began a tale unknown, of Fazza and the love he'd grown. In palaces the world would cheer, but in her arms he'd disappear. They'd walk in dunes when moonlight sighed, their hands entwined, their hearts untried. She knew the pain he could not speak. She healed the strong, she calmed the weak. He gave her words the world would quote. How se mwan now, what but none compared to notes he wrote. Letters tied with golden thread. To my beloved, each one said. He crowned her not with diamond gleam, but with his trust, his silent dream. The court grew loud, the world drew near, but in her arms he held no fear. She wore no jewels, just jasmine scent. Her love so fierce, yet heaven sent. She read his poems, wept with pride, to know she stood by Fazza's side. Years passed like verses in a rhyme. Their love defied the rule of time. Through wars, through winters, endless sand, she was the peace within his hand. And when he wrote his final page, an old man wise with poet's age, he titled it not with sword or dove, but simply, I fell in love.